Gary Vee is an amazing businessman, but he also might be a psychic because some people think that he can see the future. And today, I'll give you 10 moments that proved he could predict the future. Welcome back to Luxury Kings. Let's get into the video. The BlackBerry downfall. During a session of Next Wave with Gary Vaynerchuk, at the end of 2011, he foretold that the infamous BlackBerry will have its major decline in sales in the following year, to end up in a tragic case of bankruptcy, as the rising models of iPhones and Android suited much better for the use of customers. Gary was right. When he prophesied the demise of BlackBerry, once loved for the business-like look it gives you, it was fated to die out as Gary predicted. Gary has an insight into the world of business, and we can surely count on his opinions on such matters. Sure enough, by the year 2016, the struggling company dwindled to later be sold and become no longer a smartphone company.
Nice to meet you. Good to meet you.
But honestly, that's my favorite. You have to keep that in the episode, Babin. Sorry.
Vine's table turning rise. We all must have chuckled at a few clips from the social networking application Vine, true to its name, whereas Gary saw this software before most of us could, encouraging his office workers and employees to use the video hosting service after choice in 2013. Noticing its appeal in a few seconds of comedic clips, Gary recognized the huge potential it had, and rightfully foretold the feats it would go on to achieve. Of course, the trend caught on, and it took only a few months before it got nominated for Teen Choice Awards.
What are some things that you would do differently?
I would draft a quarterback in the first round of every draft until I found the guy. I think I would rip off people on trades. I just think I'm shrewd like that.
Voice Command's crowned winner. There have been a handful of journeys for interactive technology at the launch of Amazon Prime's Echo in 2014, and Gary nodded, marking it as the consumers take care of it for the best briefings, best skills, best integration, best original content, and the best infrastructure for human interaction. This showed how Gary approved its potential, believing it would be the same for the rest of us.
We left with brand because everybody here on subscription, knowing exactly how you live, will be sent.
Twitter conquers Facebook. For 2012, Gary also punctuated that once Facebook loses its users, the stock market for Twitter will regenerate, sales will increase because it will go IPO, which is an abbreviation for a private company becoming public for the general subjects. Not only does Twitter stand as one of the top most used social networking, but resides within are also your K-pop stars, football players, and Hollywood celebrities you can check up on from time to time.
Like art gallery, like anybody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
People got fancy and insecure.
Yeah. But specifically for TikTok, let's say, for us.
TikTok, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah.
Facebook in your phones. Before smartphones were a common thing, Gary waited and processed the stock numbers, the sales, the dealings. Seeing the popularity Facebook gained, Gary told how it will develop into much more than just a web page. As Facebook grew, so did its demand for accessibility. He concluded that Facebook would become mobile, as not are the odds tested in the hefty business of the world economy. It's all math and numbers. Indeed, Facebook's application launches and the arc of technology widens to more open confrontations, demonstrating how, once again, Gary took the spotlight away.
On the street in London, this room, more than half of the people don't even know what it is.
Instagram acquired by Facebook. Now, after this prediction, people were seriously considering the concealed fact that Mark Zuckerberg and Gary Vaynerchuk were affiliated. For later Facebook legitimacy bought Instagram for $1 billion, a bold decision to reveal its deduction, but henceforth worthwhile. The rocky edge of Facebook's market stabilized. Gary's smart tactics were now being praised by several of his admirers.
And when it's all over, a lot of fucking people can do something about it. Which is why everyone's coming to my funeral.
A small hint of the despised pandemic. The next economic recession, no one knows the exact date, but I can tell you this for sure, the economy is going to collapse, Gary Vee disclosed. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, we are not going to live the rest of our lives in an abolished market. I don't know how long the economy is going to be artificially held up, but at some point it's going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. Guess what? The widespread COVID-19 brings down the paramountcy of the company, forcing them to shut down, an appalling fall in stock marketing.
At 30 and 40, you're worried about if you move back in with your parents, or if you're not married.
Snapchat fever. Gary may have recognized empathetic features of our cutesy Snapchat application with its alluring filters and vanishing messages that come in handy for troublemaking teens. Who knew Snapchat would go on to make a name for itself, appealing to every age group? Snapchat has since dominated the social media world, holding much more content in itself. Gary delved deeper and appraised the rising demand for the social networking. Surprisingly, in 2013, Snapchat won Best Mobile App Award at Crunchies. Until today, the application is loved by many of its users and celebrities.
To even begin the process of being who I am today.
Instagram campaigns. While his 20-year career largely consists of guesswork, Gary Vee pours more into the data collected from the spur of the moment thought that made the world's most used application to possible bankruptcy. He invested in campaign for Instagram by selling brisk iced tea at VaynerMedia. Instagram is a cherished social media amongst youngsters and businessmen alike to establish their platform and bring their audience closer to their products for a fresh way to boost stocks.
it out. Very fired up about today's Cyber Monday. I know you guys are seeing this Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't know what you guys are doing, but
A gradual decrease in sales. When customers flood the market, the value of the product increases to balance the stock. Otherwise, the case becomes quite sour and the dark times of the business leave the entrepreneurs hesitant to face it. When Gary declared that general sales will henceforth descend to a lower level, a ripple of tension reverberated through the wide markets. He was not wrong. If sales are plausible to last long, people tend to not put their money in, impending the decrease of sales and the colossal black hole left behind. Gary identified this. Even so, it brings a negative impact on the vendor.
good vibes. Vegas, gonna record my audiobook, finish that.
This brings us into our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.